and don't miss episode 75. Talk Road Rousey.
Are you on the list?
No, not on the list.
No, we are not.
But we have a lot of jobbers
jobbers
on the list. Yes.
Yeah, there's 32 of them, but we're not one of them. We're two of them. We're not two of them.
No, we're not
Well, certain promotions, we would only be under one.
That's true. Well, let's get started off with the 11 long-term booking directions for WWE in the 2015-2016. And number 7, a Shield reunion.
Having teased a Shield reunion at Payback, it is a matter of fact that WWE are aware of the money that could be made in a regrouping. The crowd noise and online reaction said it all that night. The WWE Universe would love to see Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose back together. There has since been reports that WWE could indeed be planning on putting the men back as a trio, or such report had them regrouping to take out Brock Lesnar, which is to some extent a plausible narrative for Rollins' upcoming Summer Series with The Beast. However, which is over with, Summer Series is over with. However, given Dean Ambrose's heated feud with Rollins and WWE's investment in Roman Reigns as a face, it would be somewhat of a surprise to see them regrouping as a heel force. Who said they were going to be heels? What would make more sense is a reunion that takes place much further down the line when all are babyfaces. That could happen towards the end of the year at some point in 2016. One thing's for sure, it is going to happen eventually, and I do agree with that. Just like with any group. How many times has DX reunited? Okay,
The Authority versus the Shield.
It's happened many times. You put 3 new guys with Triple H.
On the biggest event of the summer. Summertime 16.
Because it's too big for WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, yes.
So I could see it happening. I could see Shield returning and being back together as a big face unit, but no time soon, in my opinion.
No, definitely not.
Now we're going to,
We're going to
do that one?
Yeah, we're gonna do
Whose return would generate the loudest crowd reaction? We have Shane McMahon.
Shane O'Mac. That
I
would
would
blow
love
the
it.
roof off
I would
the
love
building.
it.
Yes.
I would love it. Kurt Angle.
Would definitely be a big crowd. I think Shane would be better than Kurt, though.
Yes. Batista.
No, we've been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Got a T-shirt, and it was blue.
And it didn't do what everybody thought it would do.
That's true.
He's making movies now.
That's
Don't
true.
make movies, Batista.
I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy, I think Jeff Hardy would do quite well.
And we talked about that in part 3.
I think he would.
Matt Hardy.
By himself, I don't see him by himself, but with Jeff, would be a big pop. Like with the
I
Young
can
Boys.
also see him doing what so many people in NXT are doing. I could see him being someone to do creative, like what Jimmy Jacobs went and did.
Yeah.
He is a very creative mind. Actually, if you watch the podcast with Stone Cold and Edge Christian, Edge and Christian said when they would do the coming together of the matches and they would figure out what matches was going to happen with the TLCs, it would be Bubba Ray, it would be Matt Hardy, and it would be Edge and Christian.
Yes, I know.
They didn't split apart. But it wasn't really Jeff's forte to put matches together, and apparently it's not Devon's forte. Bubba Ray, we know that he's good at that. He's done it in TNA. He's been an agent for them.
And if he doesn't stink anything up and they stay
could-
pretty good,
he
he'll
could have a
probably
job.
move from the
In front of
camera side to the back
and be an
side.
agent. I could see it happening because a lot of these agents now are getting a little older.
Yep.
You know, whereas you got the Michael Hayeses and the Dean Malenkos. I said Dean Ambrose. Anyway, Dean Malenkos and the Mike Rotundas, but they're getting older.
Yes.
You put in fresh blood like Road Dogg and all
Which
that.
helps.
It does help.
Okay.
Goldberg.
I don't know.
I
That's hard
could
to
see.
say.
I could see a one-match thing at WrestleMania being done, and put him in the Hall of Fame. They might done with it.
Yeah.
No longer to be heard from again.
No.
Scott Steiner. I think he's burning that bridge.
He's good for a one-time pop.
Well, and see, even then, I mean, Vince probably doesn't trust him because he hates Flair, he hates Triple H.
Hey, Hogan.
He hates Hogan, which apparently everybody does right now.
Yes.
Even though, hey, we did put it in the news, but hard warning in here, Hogan did get a job.
That might have been saved for next week. So.
Well, we're telling you right now. Even though we should have put it in part 3 or part 2 because everybody loves part 2.
Everything's scripted down.
But he's apparently the
White noise
social
and
ambassador. Yeah, the social ambassador for some kind of fantasy football type thing or something weird like that. And last but not least, someone else.
Who could be someone else?
Who could be someone else?
There's a lot of people.
Those
out there.
generic guys on the video games, the generic character.
There could be somebody else out there who.
So we're gonna go from the bottom to the top on the
Yes.
percentages.
They voted. People voted.
People
and
voted
This
with
is
a
what they would
poll.
say.
1%. 1% of the vote.
1% of the vote.
1% of the vote Matt Hardy.
That's a shocker.
It's pretty sad. I mean, he's staying active. He's got plenty of work going right now. He ain't got no worries. So he's probably not worried about going back to WWE. But I would like to see him as an agent, someone putting together matches, or as a trainer for NXT. I think he'd be good. Next is...
But he cannot come by himself.
By himself, no. Jeff Hardy by himself is fine and dandy. He's proven himself. He's been world champion.
Right.
Matt Hardy has been lower level, like U.S. IC title, cruiserweight title level, and that's it.
Yeah.
2% was Batista.
That was kind of a shocker, but I think it comes off what happened last time.
The last time they're like, who cares now? No, 3%. 3%. Someone else.
Yeah, 30% wants someone else, which is very...
Everybody wants... 3% more people want to see someone else than they want to see Batista or Matt Hardy.
And
that's sad.
And thinking of someone else, somebody can't right now, somebody who's out there...
Not huge names.
Is there anybody you can think of who you'd like to see come back? Other than the people that have on the list
here.
Who?
I've got two right off the bat.
Who?
We met him.
We met him.
We met him.
I don't remember who.
He got a lot of hair. I'd like to see Carlito come back.
Carlito come back. Well, he would fall in the...
Someone else.
Fall on someone else. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Really
you said, is there anybody else that's on the list?
Care.
And the other person who never got his just due, and he's still not going to get his just due when he comes back because he's a little older now, is Shelton Benjamin. I mean, his big run's over, but I get that. What I'm saying is, it doesn't always have to be these humongous names. What I'm saying is, Shelton Benjamin, okay, wouldn't you group together Shelton Benjamin and Carlito in the same realm as a Brian Kendrick or Rhino?
Yeah.
But they brought him back, and people are excited every time Rhino comes out now.
Yeah, I know. What is up with that?
Nobody cared about Rhino when he was there,
No.
you know, towards the end of his run. You know, even when he was there, he was grouped in with the ECW, WCW Alliance and all that. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. And now he's like, oh, he's a big, huge main event star. Because he's down there with the little guys. And I get that.
Hey,
that's wonderful. That's great. But I do think that Carlito and Shelton Benjamin are good hands. They're good talent. And I think for a small run, they would do very well. But I'm okay with him Carlito staying in Puerto Rico, and Shelton doing stuff with Japan and Global Force. I'm fine with it. You know, WWE is not the only place to work.
No, not right now.
4% is Scott Steiner. And I'm okay with him right there, 4%.
Yeah.
That's about normal. Because I don't really care.
No, I'm kind of...
Like I said, he's burned his bridge.
I'm burned out on Scott Steiner.
And, well, you burn out easy. What do you know?
Yeah.
But Scott Steiner, I mean, he doesn't really bring anything to the table.
He doesn't.
I mean, you can't use him as a social ambassador because, number one, have you ever seen his WCW promos? He gets more tongue-tied than I do.
Holla if you hear me.
That's about all he's got. Okay?
If you can hear me, like, I didn't get you that one.
But he's not going to... So, as being a social ambassador, he's not going to be able to... And he likes to cuss a lot.
And he's got too much baggage.
A lot of baggage.
A lot of baggage, and WWE does not like people baggage.
And as much
face on that
much bad language and much very bad things he said about Hogan on social media, if they're going to fire people for Nazi signs and saying N-words and murder people in 1983, yes. Then they're not going to hire Scott Steiner for the stuff he said on Twitter.
How much you want him back?
Yeah, that's true.
But now we're getting to the big.
Now we're getting to the big numbers.
Yes,
the percentages.
20% of the people
20%
wanted
of
this
people
man to would say he'd get a big return, and I think yes, of course he would.
Hey, look at me down, I'm dancing. I'm dancing. Shane McMahon coming out doing the Shane McMahon shuffle.
Tell me, here comes the money. He ain't gonna do the shuffle. He can walk out. Here comes the money.
I love the shuffle. I do love the shuffle.
He's past that.
He's a little old, but I think he could still come out and do one of those shuffle.
But here comes the money. Are you kidding me? That would blow the roof off.
It would. I mean, he's past wrestling and everything. I get all that. But how cool would that be if
storyline was out there?
It's been out there.
It's been out there, and it would be a perfect.
But I understand he's got a lot of going on with his other company and all that.
That's true.
But at the same time, I mean, you could have Triple H and Stephanie running roughshod, suspend people left and right. Do all kinds of stuff to hone their power and say, we're in charge. And then Vince come out and say, you know what, I'm getting a little older. I'm what, 70 now, I think he was.
He
this
just
last
turned
time?
70, yes.
Okay. I'm 70 years old. I can't control you two. You two are younger than I am. And I can't keep my reins on you guys. So I got someone that's at your equal level that's going to be there to watch out for my interest in my company.
Hunter has 25%.
Exactly.
Sting has 25%.
Shane has 25%, and Vince has 25%. There you go. That makes 100, don't it?
It does make 100, but still
So-
they'd have power to have 50% together. So,
That's true, but then you'd have the clash of them to all four of them.
or you give them 12 and 12, 12.5%, give
them to the
Shane
rest of
25%. Then that's equal.
There you go. But either way, what I'm saying is though, he could bring it. Vince could say, I need someone younger to watch my company, watch my interest. Boom, there you go.
Here
It brings
comes
out
the money.
Shane with all that white hair he's got there.
Here comes the money.
But people would love it. They would eat it up, ladies and gentlemen. That's at
They would.
20%, 21%. He barely squeaked by Shane McMahon. Ladies and gentlemen, by 1%, one more percentage of people want to see Goldberg.
I would rather see Shane than Goldberg.
And which
I'm a
is
big Goldberg fan.
Which is exactly, that's a shocker because I mean he was all about some Goldberg before he quit watching WCW.
But if they said, "Hey, you want Goldberg or Shane? Bring me Shane O'Mac back."
He's more
He ain't
entertaining.
gotta wrestle. I'd rather him just be the figurehead for a while.
Shane was more entertaining than Goldberg ever thought about being. He's got more charisma in his left pinky than Goldberg has in his whole body. I'm so sorry.
And I'm really not too excited about the topic.
Well, it's happened before. I was hoping that 24% would be 27%. Me myself.
I was surprised that 27% was who 27% was.
True.
But at 24%.
But at the same time, 27% right there. Everybody loves. I mean, he's kind of like in the same spot as a Rey Mysterio. If Rey Mysterio came back right now, they'd be like, "Oh my God, we love Rey Mysterio," even though you were pooping on him before. It's just flavor of the month type situation.
It
Like everybody hated on Hogan when he was in TNA, but he comes back to do it's come back home. It's the greatest thing we've ever seen since sliced bread.
Yes,
everybody loved it.
and Booker T.
And Kevin
Anybody,
Nash,
yes.
and Christian, and all these people, R-Truth, all left TNA. Oh, we hated them in TNA, but they have made the greatest decision of their lifetime. We love it.
It's so funny.
It's just because they hate TNA.
They're too old. Why they got him up there? Yes, they're here.
That's all it is.
How dare them make Sting champion? He needs to be champion. That was us, though. So.
That's true. That's true.
We fall in that category.
Now, I'm
too.
okay with Sting being champion at TNA because that's the biggest star they had. 24%, the other biggest star, as I was watching something, I got to tell you about this,
Okay.
but I was watching this, and my gosh, they were like, the biggest sighting ever in TNA! And it was
Hulk
this guy.
Hogan,
No,
oh.
it was before Hogan, it was
Oh.
this guy. Christian Cage was in the ring. They were like, the biggest sighting we've ever. Sting was in the ring with Christian Cage. The biggest sighting we've ever had in the company history. And it was 24% guy right here. Kurt, I was the other name. Kurt Angle, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
that was the other biggest signing we ever had.
Oh my gosh. Everybody they signed was the biggest signing they ever had.
Yes,
Just like every
everybody.
pay-per-view you have is the biggest pay-per-view in history. Somebody is having issues
I
with their
know.
ear. Anyway, it's quite
Earwigs.
funny. Earwigs? Nice.
Get it out of there! Oh my God, it's changed places.
It changed my. It landed on
Okay,
our nose.
you say 24%, you're saying-
24% Kurt Angle.
It's true. It's dang near true.
Dang near. Not all the way, but it's dang near true. 27% is the one percenter's brother. We're talking about Jeff Hardy, the
Yes.
charismatic enigma.
Yes, the other thing he was too, which
The Antichrist of wrestling?
no,
Oh,
that's
okay.
Willow.
A Willow. I thought you were going with the Antichrist of wrestling because we talked about that
that
last
was really
week.
bad.
That was the worst. Blake, you probably shouldn't go that route ever.
No. Things will happen to you. Oh wait a minute, he had an accident, didn't
I mean, attitude error, that might have been something to get away with because, Undertaker and all that. They could have called Undertaker the Antichrist of wrestling.
he? Surprised they ever did.
Right? And that probably could have went, could have came through and it would have been like, okay, well, that makes sense. But Jeff Hardy, weird. But yes, 27% is Jeff Hardy, and I'm okay with that. But the big return, I remember I was at a Raw live in Tennessee, and you called me and said, Jeff Hardy's returning. We didn't see it on this big screen.
Uh-huh.
You told us Jeff Hardy's, that was back when Umaga was getting the big push. That was way back then.
I didn't
He
know that.
had his big run there. From there until he left to go back after his feud with CM Punk. The CM Punk apparently is not really straight edge, according to Jeff Hardy. Who cares? Anyway, but Jeff Hardy had a big run from the time he returned all the way till he left going against CM Punk.
They had a good feud.
Yes, very good feud. I mean, he's left and gone to TNA, left and gone to TNA, left and gone. Just back and forth. Eventually it loses its luster, in my opinion.
It does.
Especially as he gets older, because you can't do as much. Because we
Nope.
can't.
You better repair those bridges and get
Number
your butt
one,
back where you belong.
You can't recreate TLC, so hopefully they're not trying to do that. Because you got the Dudleys, they're trying to get the Hardys, Whoopi Dog, but you don't have Edge or Christian, and I'm sorry, none of your current tag teams on the main roster are going to go against those other two teams to recreate it. You need to make
You get
something
three new tag teams to do it. Three
Exactly.
new tag teams to make the magic. Have the old timers behind the scenes teach the young guys.
I would love to see the Lucha Dragons versus Blake and Murphy versus which NXT tag team would you want in that third spot?
Third spot. Hell, Enzo Amore and Big
That's
Cass.
exactly what I was thinking about. Because Big Cass would be a big guy to get Enzo on his shoulders and lift him all the way to the top of the TS.
Well, hell, with them bringing people in, why don't you say let's bring in the Young Bucks?
Young Bucks did tease that. Oh, you saw it or not?
I did see that.
Pretty funny.
That's one of the reasons I said it. What'd you say?
It's fine.
If
I mean,
that's
like
the way
Blue
it's-
Pants, she did an
She's a
interview.
free agent.
She did an interview, and she gets to come and go, and she's a free agent. So I mean, this is the new age for wrestling. Let me tell you this right now.
It's not, I mean,
He's like, we'll use you, but we don't want to keep you on contract. We'll just pay you per
No.
appearance.
that's what they do when they work for TNA.
Exactly.
That's probably what they do when they work for Level Force. If they show up.
It's true, because
Some people get-
Candace decided, oh, I'm really sick, I can't even call you. And
But I'm
then
gonna
the
wrestle.
next night,
I'm gonna
she
wrestle.
wrestled.
So, I mean,
You didn't think people were going to see that you wrestled the next night?
this could be the
Stupid.
wave of the future.
It could be the wave of the future.
We're going to sign you because we don't want you competing anywhere else. We want you competing for us. We like you to compete for us, but if you want to compete for somebody else, that's fine too, as long as it ain't the next big.
Right, because they weren't going to sign Samoa Joe to a full contract. Then they saw how many shirts he sold, and like, oh, wait.
And we're going to work it out.
We're going to put you on the main roster and get you up there real quick.
And your name will still be Samoa Joe.
Yes, we'll work all this out. So that's going to be it for just that part about the last
Right.
direction. I kind of agree with it. Can we go higher?
Go higher now.
Yes, we got to. Okay, the King of the Jobber Tournament, we're going to name off 32. This may not be the order they're in. We're just going to
This is
name
not
from
the order they're in.
1 to 32. I knew that. I'm just letting it
That's what I'm saying. This is not the order.
Where's the order? Number 1, Barry Horowitz.
Big old Barry.
Pat on the back, Barry Horowitz. Number 2, Leapin' Lanny. Not Lenny. You spelled it wrong. But anyway, it's okay. It's an A, not an E. Leapin' Lanny Poffo.
Yeah, copy and paste that.
I'm sorry, somebody said it wrong. Number 3, Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh, Lenny, Penny.
Anyway, Brooklyn Brawler, aka Abe Knuckleball Schwartz,
Steve Lombardi.
and Kimchi.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Number 4, Iron Mike Sharp has an E on the end of it. Let's remember that for the paper.
5, Special Delivery Jones. SD Jones.
Yes, I don't know what he's delivering, but he is specially delivering.
Number 6, the Italian Stallion. Great jobber, great jobber.
And he also trained the Hardy Boys.
Wow.
Exactly.
Number 7, number 1, George South.
Number 1 jobber, yeah. Yes, I did 5. No, I did 4.
Yeah,
So
okay,
you
more.
5, 6,
And
7.
number 8, Dwayne Gill.
Gilbert. All right. Number 9 is Battle Cat. Rest in peace, sir. He passed away. I'm just saying. Number 10 is T.L. Hopper, a.k.a. Dirty White Boy, right?
Tony Anthony, yes.
Yes, there you go. Out of Continental. If you paid attention was it last week? Continental? Was it last week?
No, last one was WWE, or Elf.
Yes, it was. So 2 weeks ago.
I know this for
10. Number 11 is The Good.
which was Bill Irwin.
Crazy Bill Irwin or something like that. What was his nickname? He had a nickname. I can't remember what. Whatever. Number 12 is you.
Which had 4.
1, 2, 3. Oh, David Sammartino. I can't count.
Exactly. The son of Bruno Sammartino was
He
a big jobber.
He was.
He didn't do
13.
anything.
That's you.
Number 13, Louis Spicoli.
Louis Agone.
Number 14, Jim Powers. Number 15, Dusty Wolf. And number 16, Damien Demento, The Undertaker's favorite wrestler.
He was in the very first main event of Monday Night Raw against The Undertaker.
And he lost.
Of course he did. Number 17 is Barry. Oh.
Uncle Barry, says Randy Orton.
Yes, he did way better than the whole Uncle Barry there, didn't he?
No better than
The whole, I mean,
the whole Orton family.
the whole Orton family. Randy Orton was the only Orton to win the World Championship in WWE. Number 18 is the very first, I do believe, person on Piper's Pit, correct?
From the big town of Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio.
From Cleveland, Ohio, even though they sound like it's from New York. Number 18, Frankie Williams. So that's 2. Number 19 is Max Moon, played by Conan and Paul Diamond. Number 20, Freddie Joe Floyd, a.k.a. the Southern Boy. With the bright-eyed Southern eyes or something. I don't know. Anyway, Tracy Smoke.
Number 21, Playboy, Buddy Rose. He was such a playboy.
He was the chunky kid.
Number 22, Aldo Montoya.
Glad you got that one. I couldn't even say it earlier.
Number 23, Joey Maggs from WCW. And number 24, Mantar. Oh, goodness.
You know, I always get confused because, we went to that one show, the Gulf Coast show, and that guy, he had the yellow and black, and he faced the guy in the yellow and black, and his name was Minotaur.
Yes.
Confused the crap out of me. I was like, wait a second, isn't that the jobber guy? But it's Minotaur. All right, number 25 is Pistol Pez Wilder. I don't know.
He's a jump.
Number 26, I think, is the other Southern boy? He did fall down. Is there a cat attacking him? I don't know.
Fall down.
He did touch the floor, that's all that matters. This next one, was he the other Southern boy or the Southern boy's brother?
He was his brother.
He's a brother of the Southern boy. This was
Steve.
This is Steve. We did talk about this before. This is Steve Armstrong. We saw him, and before we ever saw him, we were being fed, if you will.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. Number 26, Lance Cassidy. Number 27, Virgil.
Oh,
even though he's
Virgil.
a million dollar champion. How many is that? 1, 2, 3. And number 28 is J.W. Storm. I have no clue.
Number 29, The Gambler. Ain't gonna roll the dice, play the cards.
Don't know who that was either.
He was WCW. So about that. Number 30, Scott Casey, another big old jobber. Number 31, Tim Horner, who teamed with Brian Armstrong.
Really?
But still, a jobber.
Number 32,
And number 32, Salvatore Sincere.
A.K.A.
Tom Brady. Brandy.
Brandy. Tom Brady is a football player.
Tom Brandy.
We don't want to get you confused with the football player.
And he was a jobber too.
Is he not that good?
No,
I don't
he's
watch
good,
football.
he's
Oh, he is
He's
good?
cheat.
And finally, we go down again.
We're going down again.
I think. Yes, we rebuild NXT. If you ever notice that promos, the women always slow down. NXT. Why is it? I mean, why do you make letters out of it? Because it really just means next. Come on. It's not like WWE where each letter means something. No, I'm just saying. Well, we're going to rebuild. We did 20 stars per person, 6 teams per person, and 8 women. If we had the same, of course, we keep those and we add the rest of them. So the minimum is 26 and 8. And so with the women,
Minimum 26 and 8.
the women, if you will, we had 1 the same. 1 out of 8, ladies and gentlemen.
One out of
Big
8.
women's roster. Ladies and gentlemen.
Great minds think alike, though.
That's true. You gotta remember that. The one we have the same is the lady we had an interview with, the lady that signed her picture that used to be up here.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's
the
gone to the
one we had the
wayside.
same that would be in part of our NXT is Tessa Blanchard.
Yep, Tessa Blanchard. That's
Tessa
it.
Blanchard.
Yeah. So it's only one. Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard. In our tag teams,
I don't wonder if they keep her last name. They probably keep the last name, change the first name.
they probably would get. I mean, Charlotte didn't get it, so
And they just bumped the Flair part off, so.
they did. Trying to see who did we have all of them the same?
What?
Let's see.
Now, see, we did this earlier, folks. So
We did this earlier.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh, okay. I was seeing where your marks were. It's usually dots.
Yes.
So the only 2 tag teams we have the same is
We're giving all the people who have the same one?
except for the singles. That's the way
Okay.
we do this. Okay,
It's my
so
first day on the job here, so.
apparently, because we did this last week too. This
I don't know what
way.
happened last week, much less next week, so.
That's scary. The tag teams we had the same was Blake and Murphy.
Seizure time!
See your time. So Cliff Compton cannot watch their matches.
Yeah,
Since we
no.
forgot to talk about that. Talk about it later. And we also had the Young Bucks. The same. The same. So now we're going to go through the women. Go through the men. We're not going to do the women. We're just going to go through them. Tell you who they
Right,
are.
right through the women.
Right on through there. And then do the tag teams. And then we will tell you who we have the same and who we have for NXT singles division. So
Okay, you give 3 women, I'll give 3, then we do 4-4.
sweet. All right, my 3 is Candice LeRae, who did not show up at Global Force, so she may not show up in NXT. Next is the manager to one of my guys I have on here. Her name is Veda Scott from Ring of Honor.
She does quite well.
And another one that we have, she's a manager for someone we have on here. Give it away a little bit. Is Maria.
Maria! Lovely Marie.
Next.
Love those shorts.
Oh my word.
My first three is Natalia, your favorite. You love
I
Natalia.
like Natalia a lot. I mean, she gets on my wife's nerves apparently on Toto Divas.
Mine too. She's so.
She can't take a joke either. You notice that? She's always whining when it's like, don't be mean
She's
to me.
whiny all the time.
She is.
My next one is Tori Wilson.
Very good. Bring about the old school, if you will.
And throwing a newcomer in here.
No. Oh, Lord.
Sarah Lee. You love Sarah Lee. You preached Sarah Lee was going to win tough enough.
I told you she was
which
going to win.
Booker T does not like the way they do things. He wants things to.
I saw that she
thinks-
didn't like the voting ways,
he
but
thinks-
nobody did. Nobody liked the voting ways. You have 5 minutes to vote, hurry.
Well, I like to let fans vote, but
Yes, I like the fan, but he didn't like the fan voting.
he wants the judges then do the voting, say who gets picked.
I mean, that makes sense. But I also like the
Cause you
same.
said it is about tough enough, not a reality star. Okay, Booker, calm down a little bit, okay? Jeez.
But it is a reality show, and that's the way they set it up. Was for it to be a reality competition.
That's right.
So it is a popularity contest.
Because Amanda's going to be on going on Total Divas, taking over for Naomi.
Really?
Yes.
She's not even on the roster. yet?
Exactly. Thank you.
When did you read this?
Last week sometime.
I saw that she was on at the Raw, just hanging out backstage.
The next season of Total Divas, she's going to be in there. Naomi and them's going to be in. I'd rather Naomi and Jimmy or Jay, whichever one it is.
Whichever one is sure.
I'd rather they be on there. They're more entertaining than this newcomer. Is this Vince? Vince! Stop taking the Viagra.
It's probably what it is they're trying to do the same thing they tried. They tried with JoJo and Eva Marie, putting them on the show just to get them over, which it did work for Eva Marie. It got her over, but it didn't help her wrestling skills. And it may be the same thing with
Because the girls hate
Amanda.
her. The girls hate her.
Maybe the same thing with Amanda. She may get over on the show, but not help her wrestling skills. It's about wrestling. And that's your three.
That's my three.
And then the final four for me is Bailey, the current NXT Women's Champion. Not very long, apparently. Alexa
2 matches, pretty much.
Bliss.
2 title matches.
2
big title matches.
Yeah. Alexa Bliss is my next one. Crazy Mary Dobson,
Crazy Mary.
who just got, and I think she stole a gimmick from somebody that we know who is insane
In the membrane.
in the membrane, some insane Jane, if you will.
Could be.
Little inside information right there. That is Crazy Mary Dobson is an exact rip-off. You ripped it off. Satellites in the sky keep taking our
There's a lot of
stuff.
sides. This guy, yeah.
That's true. And then finally, virtually unknown at this point, but the Queen of Florida. Her boyfriend is the King of Florida, and I'll get to that in the tag team division. She's the manager of one of the tag teams that I've got going on here. Her name is Stormy Lee.
Stormy Lee. And Sarah Lee? Wow.
Sarah Lee and Stormy Lee. They
And
will
another
feud.
Lee.
They will feud over the lead. Oh my gosh, we got 3 leads.
3 Lees!
Somebody's losing the lead.
Yes.
Stormy would be fine as a name. Just Stormy.
That'd be Hope.
She would be Hope. She would be Sarah Lee. They've already established that. Because
So
we
we just
hope.
say-
Because we hope. That's why they named it. We hope she can catch on.
And stop smiling so
Stop,
much.
stop. It's so exciting. I'm in the room.
Be serious.
Serious Sarah. There we go. Serious Sarah. Crazy
And the-
Mary and Serious Sarah.
And the Yeti.
Oh jeez.
My 4 are.
So I'm glad you didn't put him on there.
Nope.
You thought about it, didn't you?
I think I put Azizi on there.
What? See, why you hating on me saying to bring him back? You got him right there. Jerk.
Sure.
You didn't think I would notice that, did you?
No, you wouldn't. My 4 women are AJ Lee. I made another Lee, so we Stormy, AJ, and Sarah.
Yep.
So, the 3 Lees.
Hey, could be a 6-woman.
And bring in Colonel Robert Parker and he Robert Lee.
Robert Lee Barker. Lord.
Sasha Banks, the boss,
The boss.
who will be the next NXT champion. Take the loss from Eva Marie.
She gonna be the next WWE Divas champion.
Yes.
Yeah, like this be chanting, we want Sasha in the arenas.
Yeah.
Woo. They thought it was all gonna be about Charlotte.
Charlotte's going to take it from Nikki and Sasha's going to take it from Charlotte.
They thought it was all gonna be about
And
Charlotte.
that could be WrestleManias. I'd rather see that at WrestleMania.
Charlotte versus Sasha at WrestleMania. Yes,
And
sorry.
go ahead and throw in Charlotte. I got Charlotte.
Yes, he does have Charlotte.
And last is Old Blue Pants.
So stupid. Hope if they ever sign her, they give her a real name.
Wow, Blue Pants. They love Blue Pants. And if Blue Pants could be all red everything, The place
I'm
will blow
okay
off.
with
The roof will blow off. The Full Impact University.
The Full Impact.
University. I don't know.
Whoa.
Full Sail University.
Not
that's it.
Impact. It's wrong place in Florida.
Yeah, because that makes Devon sick when somebody says, "Yeah."
Do what?
Someone tweeted him about hope y'all make an impact. He said, "I wish you wouldn't use that word. It makes me sick to my stomach."
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Nice. I don't look at Twitter, so that's pretty funny. That is funny. And our tag teams that are the same are the top two that I have right
Or
now.
Blake and Murphy and the Young Bucks.
And so our four, we'll just do 4 and 4. And I'll go ahead and do the 4. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Bullet Club.
I was thinking about the Bullet Club.
Where do you think about the Bullet Club? Well, I took it. The Mechanics, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder from North Carolina.
I like the way they look.
Yes, and I like how they I think it was it Tessa Blanchard that said that either that or Charlotte, one of the two North Carolina women, were saying that they remind them of a good old Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. They cut the ring off. They're old school.
I thought it was somebody else who said that.
Maybe somebody else. Somebody on commentary mentioned it, but I believe they said that somebody.
With the jackets and everything, it is old school. I do like it.
It's old school.
They get treated like old school.
They're old school heels. They cut the ring off.
I know Edge and them talked about it.
Maybe that's what it was. Old tag team psychology. I love it.
Did you watch the Stone Cold podcast?
With Edge and Christian?
Yes,
I did.
You can tell he is pissed the way tag teams are. He'd rather be more cut the ring off, more trick the refs, fake tags, no
and that's
tag.
why they brought up the Mechanics.
Yes. That's what Edge and Christian. I know they're doing. I mean, Edge is doing stuff in the movies and stuff, but Christian or great tag team minds when you get in there and teach the tag teams.
I mean, I know they got
show them.
And that's the sad thing.
back.
That's the sad thing because you got Billy, who's a tag team specialist. I mean, how many tag team partners did this man have? I mean, jeez. You got Billy Gunn down there. You got Joey Mercury that goes down there. He's tag team specialist.
Booker could come down there.
Booker's tag team specialist.
Christian ain't doing nothing. I mean, you've got it to make it, and then
because Christian and Edge are still getting paid by the WWE people. They wouldn't be coming around if they didn't get paid.
I can tell you the last time I saw where the good guys made the tag and the referee didn't allow it.
Thank you. He didn't see it. He didn't see it. It was a blind tag. Nobody saw it happen. Get back in there.
You stop it. You let them go, and you think they make the tag. People go crazy. Finally get the tag. The referee goes, no, get back out. And the bad guys keep beating the good guys. Beating. Then he finally makes the hot tag.
And
Place goes crazy.
And I love when they make the hot tag when the heel's holding them over their shoulder, and behind the heel's back, he's got his arm reached out just enough, and he gets the tag. And then he comes in, and boom. I mean, and I also love it when, they crawl across the ring, and the heel tries to grab the ankle, and then finally he just kicks the heel off, and he just reaches him, and then the place goes wild. They've lost that, but we have Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, we've got the Mechanics, we've got one of my favorite tag teams of all time right now.
Right now.
Oh, Jesus. They weren't even my favorites. Anyway, Blake and Murphy, I love Blake and Murphy, but here is a tag team that I think is going to make a big impact. I hate that word too. But they are going to do huge things, I believe. And you know what I thought to myself? I'm going to say this on here for the first time. This guy I thought was going to be the next Shelton Benjamin. He's going to be the first Jason Jordan. And I'm talking about Jason Jordan and Reddy Willing and Gable, Chad Gable. Both are collegiate people. I mean, daggum Chad Gable was in the Olympics. He's got so much charisma. Okay.
Yes.
Them two, and like I said, I thought Jason Jordan was going to be the next Shelton Benjamin because he's got that athleticism.
That's true.
He is the first Jason Jordan. I'm not even going to compare him to Shelton Benjamin. He's just that good.
I don't blame you at all.
That's a great tag team.
It is a great
and
tag
finally, the tag team that Stormy Lee is going to be the manager for. I've got a bunch of heel tag teams on here. My gosh. Heels. Blake and Murphy's heels. Young Bucks can be...
Face.
Well, at least we got some faces for it.
They got three, though.
Except for them. They're not faces.
They're not faces.
But this last one is
These
called...
go either way. It depends on who they're facing.
That's true. These people are called... And I mean, their names villain me.
But they're good guys.
Right? Isn't that weird? Francisco Siatsu and Simon Says. Together they are known as the Circle of Disrespect. If you don't know them, look them up. In Florida wrestling, Siatsu is literally named the King of Florida. And that's why Stormy, his girlfriend, is known as the Queen of Florida. They are a great formidable tag team, and Siatsu used to be in developmental. And it's not a far stretch to say that he would be in there. So that's my 4 tag teams.
Your 4 tag teams. My 4 are Vaudevillains. the current
They're
NXT
doing
Tag
very
Team
good.
Champions.
Very entertaining.
Enzo Amore and Big Cash.
They're coming up to the main roster.
They're
so.
coming up soon. They're definitely because big talker and a big guy who looks like kind of like Test, but
Well, but he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
teach that. Yes.
I mean, 7 foot tall. We need some more of those because Undertaker's on his way out, so is Kane.
Well,
Just like.
the Hype Bros, which is a good thing for Zack Ryder.
Yes, that's a resurgence for his career, helping him get. He's basically there to help get Mojo over.
Have you seen the commercial of them trying to sell shirts?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very funny.
Very
You
funny?
need to find it on YouTube.
I'll look at it.
It's funny because he's talking to him and he's way off in the parking
And
lot.
Mojo's got to take some pills to settle down.
He's hype.
Him and Enzo in the same room would probably make me run crazy.
Oh, most definitely. And the Kingdom.
The Kingdom, Matt Bennett, Mike Bennett, and I said that's the other guy, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven.
Yes.
And I have Maria as the women. So hey, there is a 6-person tag against the Circle of Disrespect and Stormy Lee right there. See, we're booking it right now, ladies and gentlemen.
We are not the slouches in this.
That's
in
right.
this part here.
And in the 20 men that we have the same, we both have the 2 recent, I guess, part-timers for NXT.
It all depends how they go.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
We have those 2 the same.
And we
We
have
have
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews in the Apollo Nation, since I can't say Hoo-Ha Nation.
But it still works. It's on the
Did you
back
get
of
you
the shirt.
another person for number 12?
I did now. Yes.
Very good. It's a perfect team. Anyways, Jay
I'm trying to
Lethal,
remember mine here.
the double champion right now.
He is
for
the undisputed
Undisputed.
World Heavyweight Television Champion.
Isn't that crazy?
It is great.
Hideo Itami, we have the same. Samoa Joe, Tyler Breeze, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor.
We had a lot of NXT. The last few weeks of our picking, we have not had very many in the top 20.
That's true.
That is very true. And now let me go ahead and name,
Yes,
what,
go
how many?
ahead.
3, 4, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 that are not the same.
So we'll do 4.
Go ahead.
Well, my first set of 4 is the Hurricane.
That's different.
It is different. Because, old and new mixed together helps
That's
out.
right. Like
so.
with Rhino, you got the old and the new.
My next one is Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick.
Who
Slice Grid. Horrible.
Poor Brian.
Changed the name and everything.
Eric Young.
Very good. He don't like his fans.
And Dalton Castle.
With the boys.
With the boys, yes.
That is some crazy stuff right there. I've got Kushada. He is the tag team partner of Alex Shelley in Japan, and he is a big fan of Back to the Future. And he is a person after my own heart, because I love Back to the Future. So that's one of the reasons I picked him, just because I love Back to the Future.
You and Jeff Savage. Huh?
There you go. Hey,
You got to get back in time.
Got to get back in time. There ain't nothing wrong with something Back to the Future. I'm just saying. Joey Ryan, the king of sleaze.
Oh, he would definitely have some sleazy moments in NXT.
But he would fit in very well, I think. And then Candice LeRae be in there. They won't do mixed tag like that where the women can fight the men, but,
No.
whatever.
It's not the Attitude Era.
No. One of my all-time favorites on the indie circuit, Mr. Tony Nese.
Yes. I can see. Tony Nese, it's only a matter of time.
Well, he's so brave that he had a contract with TNA, and he said, "Y'all ain't using me, sayonara for that." And the man left the company. If he ain't getting used, he's gonna go.
And Tommy Dreamer, him has House of Hardcore. If he's on there, he's getting shown. And I think matter of
Tony
time
Nese is always on House of Hardcore.
before Triple H will he'll get him an NXT deal.
Yes.
So.
And my fourth one is Nakamura. I believe he's the king of strong style in Japan. He's the one who's got a red jacket and some crazy hair, but anyway.
Yes.
That is Nakamura. And your next four?
My next 4 is a Drew Galloway.
Very good. Stand up. Use the hashtag stand up.
Carlito.
Thank you. See, I told you.
New old. Well, that's 2 old right there.
That is too old.
The Perfect 10. Ty Dillinger.
I hope you watched the last episode.
That's not the video.
Oh, the video is awesome, man.
It is.
I'm like, what are they doing counting up? Like, what is this?
I know.
I'm like, what is going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
What's
7, 8.
happening? No.
And then it was like Ty Dillinger, and then people red letters. The Perfect 10. I loved it. Next.
And the handicap hero, Gregory Iron.
Not his tag team partner. Just
Yes.
him and Zach Gowen are the handicap heroes. But I do like him. He's very good, and he's got the seal of approval by CM Punk, the man who hates wrestling. My next 4 is Moose. 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 And then another Japanese. What?
Sure, yeah. Who was that, Moose?
Moose.
Okay.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that. My next one, I know they don't have a lot of Japanese people all at one time. They have a Tommy, and now they got the whatever the name is. Kasuka Kuka. Anyway.
Kasuka.
But on my roster, I've got like 4 of them. Okay, because we already got a Tommy,
Diverse.
got Kushida, we got Nakamura, and then we have former TNA superstar Sonata, who was with James Storm's little group. And then my next one, that was 1, 2. My next one is Jay Briscoe, the former Ring of Honor World Champion. And last, but certainly not least, did I mess this up somehow?
You might have.
1, 2, 3, 4. How does that leave me with 3?
Oh, well, I got 3 as well. That's fine. It works.
That's fine, whatever, we can't count. I think I counted Jay Lethal as one of them, but anyway, because I didn't check them
That's
off.
alright.
Anyway, my last one on this set is Adam Cole, baby, as he likes to say it. Adam Cole
Yes,
would be very
baby,
good,
yeah.
very good in NXT.
He would be, and maybe one day he will be.
Maybe one day.
Well, my final 3
Final 3. I can't. Whatever.
is Davey Boy Smith Jr.,
Junior. Very good. Who's tearing it up in Japan.
Chris Hero.
Bring it
I
back.
think Chris Hero deserves to have a chance.
Well, he does need to like tighten the stomach a little bit.
Yes, well, this Chris Hero will be tight and ready to go. No crap anymore.
Never mind. Not going there.
And Solomon Crow. I'm waiting for him to something big to happen to him.
I know, he came in with all these other big names, and they're like, yeah, he's down there. He's just a jobber. He might be part of our next year's top 32 jobbers. My next 3 is Veda Scott's man that she manages. He don't manage, she manages.
Yes.
Cedric Alexander, who also...
The turncoat.
The turncoat, who also trains with Tessa Blanchard with Mr. Number 1 George South.
Oh.
One of the 32 jobbers. Next is ACH.
ACH. You love ACH.
I do.
I mean,
He's awesome.
he's got ACH right here and Cheeseburger right here.
Oh,
I mean, they're just like, oh.
I've never seen Cheeseburger wrestle.
And then right below us, like doorsteps, Silas Young. I mean, it's right there. The real man, Cheeseburger.
Silas
and
Young, I think is pretty good. Cheeseburger could go on somewhere. But apparently, he's Jericho's new favorite wrestler. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter or not.
I haven't seen him.
He said, "Where do I buy the merchandise? Cheeseburger's my new favorite wrestler." What the heck?
And is that enough to get him a tryout?
get him a tryout?
in NXT?
Woo, he's so tiny though.
He
Woo.
is tiny, but hey,
He's not short like ACH, but he is skinny.
he can go.
He's about as skinny as Christian.
And if people love him, that's all you know.
That's
And they
true.
bring people
He'll
in.
just be hamburger. That's too close to hamburger. He'll be French fried. Skinny like a French fry. My last one is the phenomenal one, the new leader of the Bullet Club right now, ladies and gentlemen. Couldn't we see Finn Balor taking on this man right here, AJ Styles?
I can see AJ get signed. No, we're doing the little. No, we're
They're
doing
doing the part-timer thing.
Yes, come in, okay. Well,
He works for New Japan. So does Jushin Liger. We saw Jushin Liger.
hey, we're
already.
gonna do it. We're gonna give you a TNA schedule. We're gonna take 4 shows, and then you go off and come back when it's time for us to do the takeover.
Exactly. AJ Styles taking on Finn Balor. That would be huge. Or the new Balor Club versus 3 members of the Bullet Club: Carl Anderson, Tyler, AJ. What am I even saying? Tyler Breeze. What the heck? AJ Styles. I don't know where that one came from. AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows versus Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa.
What about Cesaro?
He's up in WWE. Too bad you missed out on NXT, Cesaro.
Maybe.
So, maybe. But anyway, that is our NXT rebuild, and we will have it since it did go a little while.
Well, it did.
Woo! Last week went like 40 minutes. So
did,
anyway,
so-
but we will have it on the main page on Facebook. We will show it down there with the full thing, where you don't have to look at 2 different lists.
No.
Have it on one list. But next
That
week,
doesn't miss.
That's true. Next week we're not rebuilding, but we're building our own.
We're not going to rebuild anything? We're done rebuilding?
But we're building. We're not rebuilding.
We're not going to rebuild Lucha Underground?
No, we're not.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about it. So for Prince Puma, anyway.
Oh, start!
John Moore.
We're going to build.
We're gonna build our very own top rope reality. We have no restrictions. We can pick anybody from the past, future, the past, the present, the future. Present and future together.
And past. Future.
We are going louder. Anyway, past,
we are.
present, our future.
We still got the end and the beginning. Oh my God,
Lord.
60 minutes there, folks.
We'll break it down for you. Anyway, Top Rope Reality Federation, our very own. Wait till you see this, because it's going to be huge.
It is going to be huge.
Plus,
That's us. We're all huge.
plus
Yeah.
plus we finish up the SummerSlam review with
Yeah,
the
we
last
do.
2 years, finally. Also, we continue with the 11 long-term booking directions from WWE 2015 to 2016. More ringside news. As always, something's going on.
Yeah, deaths, taxes, people fired, people hired, people.
That's true.
People showing their junk on Twitter, people
That's true, too.
hailing Hitler, you know. So.
Whoa, can't you be doing that, though. American Dream countdowns, if you will. You tried. The list that does not miss, which is where the Top Rope Reality, the TRR, Top Rope Reality Federation, will be built. And coming next week, the King of the Jobbers tournament
The
begins.
seeds will be set, and the voting by us too.
Yes, because nobody else
Will,
wants to vote,
yeah,
we'll
so we do it
vote.
ourselves, and if you don't like it, too bad. You haven't.
This is like the opposite of what's that show? Tough Enough. We do it ourselves.
Yes, because we tried the other way, and it kind of went, some went good, other ones went. So.
Exactly. So we're going to tell you who the 32 seeds are, where they're going to be at, and then we will go ahead and start.
Yeah, we're
that
going
tournament.
we're knocking out 16 of them.
Boom.
Next week.
Like that.
So we're going to start off next week with
No
it.
delaying on that, ladies and
Nope.
gentlemen. So before we go an hour on this thing, we're going to leave you with this right here. I am Jessica Carter.
And I'm Mike Hogan, and I want to thank you for watching episode 75, because we got to remember 9/11 was this past Friday.
And that's why we got the flag.
And we have the flag out there.
You
and,
cannot forget. Never
do not
forget.
14 years since that happened.
14 years.
So,
I was in history class, and they made history.
history.
I was in
And
but we were not a part of it.
That is things you do not forget where you were when it happened.
That's right.
Yeah, I was taking my young son to daycare when I
Daycare.
saw it. My wife called me and let me just say it was happening. I turned on the TV to see one of the towers fall. And it was a very
Crazy.
sad day.
Yes.
And hope nobody has to go through that again.
Ever again. Hope not.
But for Mike Hogan,
And Justin Kai.
I want to thank everyone for watching this week, and we'll catch you next week for episode 76 as we step one episode closer to 100.
And very, very close to the return of Jib Salvage.
Oh, yes.
Cannot forget Jib Salvage with more questions to be answered from you, the fans.
Yes, because when he thinks he has answers, you change the questions.
That's
So-
absolutely true. If you watched last time, you changed the questions on him.
Well, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week.